If there's one thing you must do on your next Disney cruise, I highly recommend booking the Palo dining experience. Palo is a Northern Italian-inspired steakhouse offered on several Disney cruises, and in today's video, I am giving you a taste of what you can expect at the Palo dining experience on the Disney Wish. They offer a chic, luxurious, comfortable restaurant setting, wonderful service, and delectable food. Come along and I will show you why you should definitely consider adding this to your itinerary on your next Disney Wish cruise. Let's get into it. The environment and the ambiance of Palo is just so chic and warm and inviting with a slightly upscale feel. So we're entering the Rose, which is a bar lounge that they offer right at the entrance of Enchanté and Palo. And they have warm wood tones and gold and velvety fabrics on the chairs. And all the light is just a little bit dim, and they have all of this natural light from the beautiful windows. So you feel like you're entering the lap of luxury with warm and inviting cues, and like you're meant to be there and you're welcome there, like be our guest, right? All of the chairs were very comfortable, which is important to me in a restaurant, and the settings are classy and easy. Like you just get this feel that they want you to come and enjoy yourself and stay. And they have that whole vibe, not just in the ambiance, but in how they serve you, which we'll talk about later. And look, you can see little clock gears on the ceiling. So this restaurant is particularly inspired by Cogsworth, our favorite little clock character in Beauty and the Beast. And look at this ceiling in the Rose Lounge. They have this gold motif relief of rose petals. It's just so beautiful. I loved it in here. One of the many things they get right with this restaurant is the food. It is palatable to people of different tastes. You have something for your adventurous eater. You have something for the everyday person who likes a wide range of things and isn't going to go too crazy. And then you have something for the very specific eater. You had all three of those people at the table. My dad's the adventurous one. I'm your everyday person. My mom has very specific tastes, and we all loved our meals. You can find the full Palo menu on the Disney website. They have a prefixed menu, which is about $45 per person, or $55 at the time that I sailed. And that prefixed menu allows you to choose one appetizer, one entree, one dessert, and then it would be $70 if you wanted a wine pairing, or you could purchase a la carte. We went for a la carte so that we could have more options. I ended up getting the Dover sole. My dad ordered the tuna, and my mom ordered one of the Wagyu steak options, and we all loved our food. We also got a couple of appetizers. I'll go more into the food in just a second, but here's the entire menu, and I do recommend going a la carte if you can, so that you can just have more options. And then of course you have your dessert menu. They do have wine pairings for the desserts, and then they have a whole host of options. So far I've had the tiramisu and I've had the amaretto souffle. Tiramisu has my heart, and I loved it. The souffle was lovely. Very, very, very good. We also tried the gelato, and we quite liked it. And you'll see some examples of the food in just a moment. The next thing I want to try is the apple crostata, and I might just get 2 desserts next time I go. And for those of us who care to see it, here is just a look at the menu so you can see what it's like in the restaurant. I will note that the menu was always clean. I always got a fresh menu with no stains, which does not always happen in a restaurant. I know that's weird, but yes. One thing I loved about the service, which I'm kind of veering into the next part that I'm gonna go over. One thing I love about the service is that she asked a lot of questions and really, really listened to understand what your tastes were and to give you the best recommendation. And our waitress's attention to detail made sure that we got a meal that we would thoroughly enjoy. And then we did order appetizers like I mentioned earlier. I ordered a side, the Yukon potatoes, as an appetizer because I love them so much. Last time, and I knew my dad would like them. Well, at least I thought my mom would. But my dad loved them. He ordered a shrimp cocktail, I think. And then they had this neat little bread service with different kinds of breads, dry breads that you could eat. Now, when our meals came out, it was quite the experience. I ordered the Dover sole that was cooked on the bone, and so she deboned it for me, and it was lovely. Now, it wasn't quite the taste that I'm used to, but it was so good. The veggies, the parsnips were amazing. My mom had the Wagyu steak with mashed potatoes, and she said it was very, very good. And she loved the steak. It was so tender for her. It was almost a little too tender, I think, but she still quite enjoyed the meal. And then my dad had the tuna fish. Now, he enjoyed the Yukon potatoes so much that he had a hard time eating his tuna. But I said, look, when you come to a restaurant like this, you leave full. So we did such a good job. And it is a testament to the excellency of our waitress that she really listened, because there are so many menu options, and I always play it safe. I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to her, and she told me the flavor profiles and what to expect with the food. Anything I asked, she told me, hey, this is what you can expect, and it just made all the difference in the world. Then, of course, I always have to have my little coffee after a meal. They have a really great cappuccino that they serve, and then we had desserts. So my mom had gelato. She had vanilla and butter pecan gelato, and I tried the amaretto souffle. Oh my gosh, it was so decadent and so creamy, just the best. I highly recommend it. A++. The tiramisu that I had the first time has my heart, but still, it was wonderful. And now I just want to talk a bit about the service. The service at this restaurant was excellent. Number one, when you sit down, the host or hostess will pull out your chair for you and place your napkin in your lap. The waitress that I had this time, the waiter I had the first time, were both very friendly and very personable and did their best to really listen. They answered questions so well about the menu, so I knew what I was getting and I knew that I would like it. They were also pretty attentive. They were there to refresh the drinks and to provide updated silverware. That's one thing, like the silverware changed with every single part of the meal. You always had fresh silverware. You always had fresh linens if you needed, and she was so attentive, and she was just very, very friendly. For the life of me, I cannot remember her name. I'm just not good at names. I'm great at faces, not great at names. But our waitress, I think maybe she was from Portugal. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But she was just so sweet and so friendly and so knowledgeable, and you could tell that she really wanted to make sure you had a good experience. And so her helpfulness and her willingness to serve and make it a great experience just really set it over the top for us. Like I mentioned earlier when talking about the food, she asked really good questions, and she asked, do you have any food preferences? Of course, they always ask if you have allergies, if anyone at the table has any food allergies that they need to be aware of. But in addition to that, she just really took it to heart what we said and made sure that we had what we needed and what we wanted in order to have a great experience. And she brought my mom extra ice cream because she said, look, I'm feeling good today. I slept good. I slept well. And so I just want to do something extra nice. And she said, and I'm proud of you. You tried something new. Here's a special treat for you. So an extra free dessert, just cause. So I call that very good service. And I noticed that with all of the wait staff, the 2 times that I'd gone, I could see that everyone around me was very comfortable and enjoying their experience. And the folks who work in this restaurant will probably never see me again, but I felt like she's a friend, and that to me is just the most excellent service. So overall, A+++ for Palo dining experience. I do not generally go to a lot of fine dining experiences. I don't have much to compare it to, but even if I did, I would still say they were a cut above. The restaurant was beautiful. There's not one thing out of place, no nicked piece of furniture. The service was so friendly. We had a delightful time just enjoying one another's company and enjoying good food. It was peaceful and beautiful. The music was great. Of course, the company was great, but even when I went by myself, I felt completely comfortable, very special, very taken care of. in a lovely setting that just really spoke to me. So the food, the ambiance, the service, everything spoke to me. And that's why I just highly recommend Palo as a dining experience at Disney. So I hope that this video has been fun for you and giving you what you need to know to enjoy your Palo dining experience. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Set those notifications on so that I can continue to bring you content that will enrich your traveling life, because a life well lived is a life well traveled, and I am here to help you travel well. Thanks so much for joining in, and I'll see you in next week's video.